Thank you for listening to Pierce Clinic Stories, the program where we hear testimonial stories about the patients of the Pierce Clinic of Chiropractic in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Pierce Clinic are experts. The doctors of the Pierce Clinic are experts in the upper cervical area of the spine, an area where every nerve in the body passes through. And today I'm here with Dr. Nick Schar, and he is going to tell us the story about a lady who suffered with tinnitus, which is ringing in the ears, and how she was helped after an Atlas correction. Hello, Dr. Schar.
Well, hello, Dr. Hambrick. Thank you very much for having me on today to talk about this case. I'm very excited about the results that this patient has seen in such a short time. Oftentimes, whenever the atlas vertebra shifts out of place, patients have to wait a little while before they start to see results because the body takes time to heal. This patient noticed some results fairly quickly, but didn't even realize it at the time. Just visited with her today, and today was when she told me that the tinnitus, the ringing in her ears, had stopped. But I want to give you a little bit of background before we go into the rest of the story here, before I start backtracking. She showed up about a week or two ago. I had done a movie night, which is just an informative meeting where I tell people about upper cervical care on the other side of the bay. I live over in the Tampa side of the bay, and so she was over there, and she was present at the movie night and thought that we could help her because she had actually been under upper cervical care before. The thing is, she was impressed about with our presentation was that we talked about holding the adjustment, and she had been adjusted once a week for a year. And so she was very encouraged to hear that she might actually be able to hold her adjustment for any period of time. And when we had her come in, we got her checked out and did find that her atlas had indeed shifted out of place again, following the upper cervical care that she had received previous year. We took some x-rays and found out the exact direction of how that vertebra had shifted out of place, and I'll give you the information here of the top two bones. The atlas, first of all, had shifted out from underneath the skull 3 degrees to the left. And then the neck had also shifted over to the left side 2.5 degrees. So there's quite a bit of kinking up on her left side, where her head was shifting over and her neck was angling off as well, as you can see there. Now, the atlas vertebra had also rotated backwards on that left side, and the second bone had rotated also off that same direction. So it was putting quite a bit of stress on her brainstem area. And she was experiencing several things. The tinnitus was one of the things, but she had also had some upper back and some shoulder pain as a result. The main thing she was concerned about was the tinnitus, though. She's a choir director, and the tinnitus was very loud. And so, of course, you can imagine how that would affect her ability to lead the choir when she can't really hear the choir over the ringing. So she was very excited about the opportunity of potentially having that ringing disappear and go away so that she could actually hear and do her job much more effectively. Now, we got her first adjustment made, let's see, just about a week ago was her first adjustment. And she adjusted very well, and she's been holding her adjustment all over the past week that we've checked her. And then today she came in for her checkup, and I checked her out and used the neurological assessment tools that we have at our disposal to check and see how her body was responding and to make sure that she was continuing to hold her adjustment, that vertebra was continuing to stay in place and keep the pressure off the nerves. And she talked to me a little bit about some of the pains that she was having in her upper back, and we talked about the fact that that's what happens when the body tries to start to correct and heal itself. There's some different things that you'll notice, muscles that start working that haven't worked right for a while. And so after we had talked about that, we talked about when she needed to come back for her next checkup and the fact that she was holding her adjustment. And I got out in the hallway and I asked her, I said, so how's the ringing in your ears? And she said, well, it's funny that you would mention that because I hardly have any ringing in my left. I don't have any ringing in my right ear at all, and I just have a little bit of ringing in my left ear.
Hmm.
Hadn't even thought about it. I didn't even notice that it was gone until you asked me about it. And it's just
And
such
that was the
a
whole
wonderful
reason
thing
why
to
she
see
came
this.
in?
I'm sorry, Paul.
That was the whole reason why she came in?
It was one of the main reasons she came in. It was primary, but she got so focused on, well, am I holding? Is this vertebra staying in place? She got so focused on that she forgot about the symptoms. And isn't that impressive? That's really what we like to teach our patients. But it's not very often they grasp it that quick. She did.
Well,
So it was very exciting to see those results for her so quickly within the first week, and it's one of those things where some people have what you would call miracles that happen immediately, and other folks have longer healing processes.
right. Well, very good story. Um, these stories can all be heard at pierceclinicstories.com. You can also follow the Pierce Clinic on Facebook at facebook.com/Pierce Clinic. And if you want to, you can even follow their Twitter stream, which is at twitter.com/Pierce Clinic. Well, thank you, Dr. Nick. We'll talk to
Yes.
you next time.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Hambrick. Have a great night.
All right, you too.